Hello and welcome to the GBHL podcast. You're here with your host GBHL Jamie, and welcome to day 1 of 3 of my nerdy weekend. James Braun and I are going to the Gadget show in Birmingham to go and watch hat films of the Yogscast later on. He's up in the shower and we'll catch up with you later on.
People we like to watch on YouTube.
Get back to my Right, so we've made it to the Gadget show. As I said earlier, we're going to here. We're going to see hat films of the Yogscast later on, so woo! But we are just about to head inside and see what's in there, really.
We are here. We found where we are.
Oh, we are, yay!
We weren't sure, but now we're sure. We're definitely here.
Here?
No. There.
There.
There, that bit.
There. Right, so earlier on we had an Annie's burger, which was delicious.
Yeah, if you've ever got to come to Nottingham for like throwing skulls or anything like that, Annie's Burger Shack, amazing burger. It's really, really nice.
What did you have?
I had a Reuben. Really nice.
What is a Reuben burger?
So Reuben burger is a classic New York deli. It's got pastrami, Emmental, I think it's Emmental.
Yeah.
Pickle, sauerkraut, and of course burger in there. So it was good start. And you had...
I had I can't remember what it's called now, Johnny Vegas burger.
That was it.
Johnny Vegas burger.
Because Johnny Vegas actually turned up at Annie's one time, and that's why they made the burger. That's where it comes from.
Okay, right. So what the Johnny Vegas burger was obviously burger, crispy bacon, cheese, a fried black pudding,
and then there was the Guinness donut?
A Guinness donut
thing?
on top. Donuts are the theme of the weekend, so...
Yeah, they are the theme of the weekend.
So had a Guinness donut on top, which was nice, and then we had sweet potato fries and drinks with it as well.
That was good.
So we're going to head on inside now, and hopefully the camera will come out and go back on when we see some other stuff. Cool. So we have just seen the Yogscast.
We may have fangirled a little.
Yes, I think a lot.
We tried to keep it cool.
Tried to play it down.
We're cool.
But I think they knew.
They probably saw straight through us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome actually. Because we kind of went into the Gadget show about, what time did we get there? About 2:30?
About 2 o'clock, yeah.
And we made a beeline for their stand, and it was already packed. It was already full.
Was it like a 2.5 hour wait or something?
2.5 hour wait, and they were already closed off the queue.
Yeah, so we couldn't see them.
So we kind of went around, looked at all sorts of different pieces. We saw, what have we seen? We've seen drones. We've seen robot.
Drones dancing.
Really bad robot wars.
Yeah, it was awful.
Which ended after about 10 seconds.
We arrived at Robot Wars or Robo Battles or whatever it was.
3, 2, 1. And it wasn't activate, was it?
Begin.
I thought it was engage.
Oh.
I thought they went engage.
It was atrocious. But basically, we got there just as it was going off. It's like, all right, awesome. We'll stay around, watch this.
So there were 3 robots.
3 robots.
There was one that was like there was kind of a hypno disc one.
Hypno-disc one with like spinning blades. There was a rammer.
There was a rammer, and there was one like kind of like Wheelie Big Cheese.
Yeah,
like that.
Flipper.
Massive hydraulic flipper.
Yeah.
So everything starts up, they go, engage! And of course they all drive towards each other.
Yeah. The spinning blade one, he does nothing really. He just goes straight to the pneumatic flipper and goes out of the arena. We're like, oh wow, he's gone out. Jeez.
Flipper dude then turns around, goes to the, what was the other one? The rammer one.
Yeah, the rammer.
Straight under, boom, out the arena.
10 seconds.
Over!
10 seconds. We were like, thank goodness that we just walked up and didn't sit there waiting for the next bout. What should I say?
But anyway,
yeah.
So yeah, we walked around for a few hours. We played some PES Pro Evolution Soccer.
Yeah.
I won, obviously.
1-0. Fluke goal. Last minute. Yeah.
Gary Hooper. And we played some Guitar Hero, which we were both really, really bad. New Guitar Hero is tough.
It's tough, yeah. It's three buttons rather than 5,
but they've got vertical.
They're split.
Yeah.
So it's actually 6 buttons. Some facing up, some facing down.
So it's kind of like 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom, and then you've got to get the direction that you're going right with the plectrum.
Yeah.
And I think it was calibrated badly as well because it was right at the end of the day. But it was good fun. I'd consider buying it.
I prefer the old one.
I would, because I think you get used to it.
Yeah. So after all that, we wandered back over to the Yogscast area, and the queue was down to like one line.
Yeah, it was pretty much completely empty, with kind of like down the side of it a few people queuing.
Yeah.
So we wandered over.
We just wandered over, and then they went, all right, we'll let them through a handful of people. We didn't get in that one.
So we thought, oh well, we've probably missed it, so we just go stand at the back and watch them sign, basically, like weirdos. And then he said, oh, if you're in the queue, just wait here. And we're like, all right, well,
speculatively, why not?
We might as well stay in the queue. We're waiting here anyway, so why not? We got through. We got to the front of the queue. They cut us off. We're like, well, we might as well just hang on. They're finished in like 10 minutes.
And then the security guard said the magic words.
Five
more people.
Woo!
And it turned out that I was I actually number 6 or was I?
No, you were number 5.
I was number 5.
He miscounted basically
because
he let through three of the girls in front of us.
Yep. They counted you as 5.
He counted me as 2 people, which
wow.
I know, right?
Wow.
I know.
Jesus. That must have been upsetting for you.
No, it's fine. I'm going to Yogscast.
You must be emotionally damaged.
No.
Okay, you will be later.
Yeah, so we got through. We were in there. We were at the stand. Hat Films are the first people we see.
I bought all the merchandise.
We bought merchandise, like proper little fanboys.
We like the Hat Film. If you're not watching any of the Yogscast stuff, they've got a whole amazing team of artists and editors and visual effects guys. They came up with this, which is a pretty cool little poster with all of them in kind of a very cartoony art style, and I've got signs, and then I've got another one back there which I can't quite get out, but it's all the Hat Films guys.
Yeah. I got one of Shin. Everyone signed it.
So we had an awesome time because we were like the last. It was kind of a bit of a balance because we were the last people there, so we could talk to them and kind of have a bit of a casual chat.
Because they were on the wind down. Because we got confirmed that we were the last they were letting through, so we were the last they were going to have to deal with.
But they were also knackered. So it was like talking to a couple of the guys, and I was just like, "You need coffee badly."
Yeah. It's like, oh, by the way, we're the last ones you're going to have to see. And they're like, yes!
And, a couple of guys suggesting to Duncan, I was saying, there's all spoons outside. You could just buy some Jaeger bombs.
Yeah.
That'd see through to the show. Yeah. So they're doing a live show in an hour.
About an hour's time, yeah. So we thought we'd come back, drop all our stuff off at the car so we don't have to carry posters around.
Yep.
T-shirts and whatnot. So now we're going to do this, grab our own bit of food, and then we're going to go watch a live show, and I'm sure we'll come back to the car. It'll be a bit darker, a bit outside, and we'll fanboy again.
We'll fanboy some more. Now, at the moment, it's 5 o'clock on the Friday afternoon?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 20 past 5.
Yeah, so there's going to be, at the moment, while we're off doing our own different flavour of nerd thing, there'll be a whole load of guys already kind of in Warhammer World, back in Nottingham, sat in Bugman's Bar, so we'll see what time we kind of finish up over here.
Yeah, because it's about an hour drive back, probably a bit more because everyone will be vacating at the same time.
Yeah, so, well, we'll see.
Yeah, well, because it'll be after the show. And
so probably an hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
So we'll see what time we get back, and we might be able to throw out some more videos and just have a bit of a play about.
A few more clips. I'm sure if James is doing a vlog that you'll be seeing what's going on whilst we're here, and same with Damien and Tom won't.
Well, it's a letdown, isn't it?
Yeah,
Eternal letdown.
Right, so we're going to stop this clip here. We're going to go get some food. We're going to go watch our live show, and then we're going to fanboy again when you next see us. So bye everybody. See you soon. So welcome back to the hobby vlog, or the journey vlog I should say, and we are back, as I said it would be earlier. It's much darker, lights are on.
Yep.
And we've just watched Hat Films and the Yogscast perform their live show.
Yeah, it was great fun. They played some really fun games. So one of the games they played is a kind of a game called Snake Oil, where essentially you go around a group of people, and one person pretends that they are a person who needs to buy something.
Typically it's someone who's got a bit of an edge to them.
It'd be somebody who's got a particular role, a particular niche.
Yeah.
And then the other players will, using a random array of words from like cards, I think they just use pieces of paper.
They use pieces of paper, but normally it's cards that are dealt out. You get a hand, you spend 2.
And you choose which 2 you want. And so you use 2 of these cards, 2 of these words to kind of create a product, and you've got to sell it. And it's actually a really fun game.
Yeah.
They do some of the videos kind of about it in general, but it looks like such a good party game where you could just sit there and just go, okay, well, Jamie, I'm a wizard. Sell me something.
Well, I'll choose my cards. I have a wizard's and a sleeve.
A wizard's sleeve.
And would you like a lizard's weave?
A lizard's weave.
Yeah.
Well, a lizard's weave would be not. I can't see how that would be useful to me. Explain how it would be useful.
It was a wizard's sleeve.
No, it's a lizard's weave now.
Lizard's weave now. Okay.
Lizard's weave.
Probably better than a wizard's sleeve.
It's
for
better,
the child.
easy,
A lizard's weave. Well, you are a wizard.
Yes.
Occasionally, you will cast a spell. Now, a lizard will pop out instead. You get the spell wrong. You got an angry lizard there staring at you. You have a weave for it. You know, you go, hey, lizard, here's a weave. It calms down and it goes, oh, thanks, my hair is so much better now.
A lizard's calmed by weaves.
I believe so, yes.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Especially magic ones.
Well, I don't like the implication that my spells go wrong.
Well, I've seen them cast and...
So, I'm not buying it.
Okay, fair enough.
But you get the idea.
That's the sort of thing.
That was really good fun. And then they also did a kind of team quiz where they were doing some silly things.
Blindfolds, it's taboo words.
Yes, so they had some pictures of...
games and films with them photoshopped onto it, and a selection of words that they couldn't say.
Oh no, because
there
there were two separate ones, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Taboo, they kind of had like one person with a blindfold on the team, and the rest of the team had to use one word each to give them a clue as to what the video game or the film was, but there was a selection of words they couldn't use.
Yeah.
For example, there was Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and you couldn't use Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and there was a few other words.
Robotnik and Fast.
Yes.
So we were sat in the audience thinking, I think I'd have said Rings.
Yes, I think that was quite good.
Because it was for games, so that would link. And you said Blue.
No, what did I say? I said...
For Sonic you said Blue.
Did I say Blue for Sonic?
Yeah.
No, I thought I said something else.
No.
I'm sure I said something wittier than that.
No.
No.
Sorry. Then they played... that was taboo words. They played... what was it, like bad Photoshop or something like that?
Yeah, it was called the Bad Photoshop Challenge. It photoshopped various members of the team's face onto different movie shots, and you had to name the movie and all the characters who had been photoshopped. Yeah. That was good fun. And the final event was Hat Films' Wine or Cheese.
Wine or Cheese?
Wine or Cheese.
Yeah.
Which is a long-standing running joke that they've had and now have turned into some kind of show. I think they did a video for it, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
So yeah, it's really, really funny. It gives you an idea how... I was saying this to you on the way out, how tough it is to put on a show like that, because even a channel with millions of subscribers collectively between all of the people who they have, and presumably gets a decent income off it.
Good amount of resources behind them. It was still... their sense of humour and their style, it works for them. If that had been a show that it wasn't the Yogscast, and you probably weren't as invested into, you would have picked horrible flaws in it.
Oh yeah,
but because they just laugh it off and they know that they're just a joke, it becomes part of.
It's amateurish, but it's charmingly amateurish.
Yeah,
and they make themselves the butt of a lot of the jokes and things like that. So yeah, it worked really well. And that was awesome. No, it was awesome.
It's been a fantastic day at the NEC for the Gadget show. I just know it's the Yogscast Live.
Yeah, I know.
That's all we've come for.
Gadget show live. We got to play lots of things, as we said earlier. That was all good fun. Yeah. So now I'm about to drive off and take Jamie back to Nottingham.
Hopefully we'll meet up with some of the guys if they are at one of the pubs somewhere. Hopefully.
Yep, we're going to go and try and find a pub and find some people to talk to.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's about it.
You might see it on camera, probably not, because they'll be drinking. And
family friendly, mate.
Friendly family.
Friendly family.
Friendly families.
Friendly family.
Friendly family. Channel.
I cannot speak already.
Nope.
So good.
Right, we're gonna turn this off, and we'll probably see you tomorrow at Throne of Skulls or on the way to Throne of Skulls.
Bye.
Good morning, everyone. It's day 2. It's Throne of Skulls day, James.
Yeah.
Right, so I don't think you guys know, besides, unless you're in the GBHL League Facebook group, I've changed my army. Eek.
Boo!
Boo! So it was originally going to be Thorin's company, but I didn't paint them in time. So
Boo!
Did one hobby vlog and then didn't do any more.
You're the worst kind of person.
Yeah.
That's why I don't subscribe to your YouTube channel.
What? What?
This is awkward.
What? So I have decided to change it, and I have gone for Angmar. It is no Might Angmar, so I don't get to, alter my dice at all this weekend.
Nope.
Except for courage tests with Will.
Yes.
It is a Shade, Eek. The Dwimmer Lake, Eek. Dwimmer Lake is the general. 2 Barry Whites, or Barrow Whites. That's it for the heroes. Grim. A bunch of Orcs, 3 Spectres, and some Fell Wargs. Terrible driving from the Ford there.
Yeah,
How do you reckon it'll do for 5 games, James?
I'm going to back it to win 2.
Back it to win 2. Yeah.
I reckon you'll grind some people down. The Dwimmerlake's sufficiently anti-hero that he can cause problems. He's got the magic. You could definitely, I think, win 2 games with that army.
2 games is what we're going for. And what have you brought, sir?
I was also considering a different army to what I've ended up taking. I was going to take my classic Rivendell Knights, but I had a change of heart later on, and hence I asked Mr. Giblin to bring along his dragon at the last minute, and I'll be taking Double Dragon.
Praise be.
Praise be.
Praise be to dragons.
Praise be Double Dragon. So I'm taking 2 dragons, both with flies, only 600 points, so I can't afford any other upgrades. And I figure you need the mobility.
One with tough hide and fly, and one just a dragon.
No.
Baby dragon.
No.
Papa dragon.
No. No, that would be awful.
Sad face.
That would be so bad.
Right, we'll probably see you later on this evening now, because it's going to be just busy for the rest of the day. When we've heard the announcement, and I no doubt rush outside to tell everyone on this camera. So, see you then. So, hello and welcome to the day 3, I guess, of my travel vlog. This is actually day 5 of the travel vlog. I didn't record anything on day 1 of Throne of Skulls, or day 2 of Throne of Skulls, or day 3 after Throne of Skulls. It's Tuesday. Reasons being, you'll find out very soon, but basically there wasn't enough time for me with my army to record during the round, which I saw a few guys do, James included for that, so you'll see James's armies at least. And then between rounds was frantically sort of getting to the next table, going to the toilet, getting ready.
Having a breather.
Just not. And then, Saturday night was very good for me, and then Sunday was more gaming with the hangover, so no recording got done then. And then Monday, Sunday evening, I watched WrestleMania till 5 in the morning.
Wow, you must have been knackered.
And then passed out for most of the day Monday. Just got home and fell asleep. So apologies for not recording anything at Throne of Skulls, but got Harry here.
Hello.
And we're going to do some talking of how we found it.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. So, Harry, what did you bring to Throne of Skulls?
So I took Gandalf on cart.
Cool.
Took Merry, Pippin and Sam all on pony, and they had 12 hobbits each. And then I took Paladin, and he had 12 hobbits. So I think it was 55 models in total, 54 being hobbits, 16 bows, and then Gandalf on cart. So
Very
more
cool.
for the fluffy bow, because it's definitely better on Shadow.
You never see Gandalf on cart
No.
at a competitive tournament.
That's it. And so I think for the fluff side of it, and that's what we're sort of trying to aim for more for this, for Throne of Skulls. I think
Paladin as
well.
general?
Not quite. No.
Aww.
Gandalf had to be the general.
Okay.
That'd have been risky business with Paladin. And what about yourself?
And that's me. These guys know my previous clip, but for you, I took a Shade. I took the Dwimmer Lake. I took 2 Barrow Whites, 3 Spectres, and the rest was Orcs and Felwargs.
Cool. So lots and lots of might.
Lots of tricks. But no might.
No might.
No might and might.
No.
I found it very fun.
Yeah.
Overall, I think I won 4 of my games, drew 1 and lost 2. So
Wow, really good then.
did much better than I expected
So
to.
turns to be quite a not the intention, but it's quite competitive.
Yeah,
at the
it
event.
turned out to be quite good.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about it. I think it sounds like a really fun force to use, and lots of abilities, lots of, let's say, tricks to use, and
It's
it's
punishing
great.
though if you get it wrong.
I suppose that's it. And having no might is a real challenge for you to get 4 wins. You say
4 wins, didn't
4
spend
wins.
any
That's a
point.
great achievement.
Thank you. And yourself, how did you do?
So I won 1 game.
Oh no.
No, drew 4.
Wow.
Yes, 2 being 0-0s, and then I lost 2.
Oh dear.
My 2 losses were against very good players, so I don't mind that at all.
Fair enough. So game 1 was Lords of Battle.
Yes.
And what army did you have to play against?
I had to play Ed Ball in
Oh,
the first game,
no.
and he
Using
lots
his
of
spell
fun.
beasts?
No, but
a change of heart from Ed.
Yeah, so we'd gone from evil to good. I think he'd taken Bayorn,
Yep.
Radagast an eagle, and I believe it's 2 other eagles.
And that was quite a common army at the event.
It was that sort of variation.
Like
Yes.
Bayorn, Radagast an Eagle,
Yeah.
and things.
Yeah, so I have a like tree bird or a
Treebird,
couple of ents
or-
and stuff like
yeah.
or a couple of eagles. Lords of, I wouldn't mind playing it. To be honest, I didn't mind playing it. It was a really, really good game. I think one of the best games I've had against Ed, because it means I don't have to play as Felbeast. It was just unfortunate. It was Lords of Battle, and I had 55 models, lots of them with a couple of wounds and lots of fates. And he had 4 models. I think his total victory points that he could award me was 21. The amount I could award him was 81. The game finished 81 to Ed, 7 to me.
Oh dear.
So he tabled me, unfortunately. It's quite sad to have this massive Hobbit army that I've spent ages getting ready for the tournament and to get every single model killed. And I killed 1 eagle.
Nice.
Yes.
Good work.
But it was a very good game, and it was far more relaxed. It wasn't like it was a competitive tournament. So we had a bit of fun, and the game still lasted 90 minutes, which was great. So I didn't feel too bad about it.
No.
How did your first game go?
Me, I played against Thorin's company with Gandalf. And so I was like, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh
It's
dear.
the perfect thing for you to play against his heroes, really, isn't it?
Well, it turned out to be, yes. We were playing Lewis, and he skirmished around a little bit. He had them all on ponies and was blasting, trying to kill the Drummer Lake, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Eventually, the fell wargs and orcs all caught up with them, trapped them in a corner, and the army worked. I think I spent the first few turns of the game encouraging Thorin.
Good thinking, yeah.
So I took him down to courage 2, I think it was. And I was like, a spectre. Felt like within them.
Course.
Ran him 8 inches out.
Yeah.
Paralysed him. Killed him.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, well. Had to send the rest of the dwarves in next turn to try and... I think didn't kill him. He just paralysed. The rest of the dwarves came in to save him.
Yeah.
And then there was a shade there waiting for them.
Hello.
I was like, oh, okay.
You straight away see the dynamics of that army working very well, dropping the courage, luring stuff in, and then paralysing heroes.
Paralysed heroes just die.
Yeah.
Especially when
So quickly, they auto lose the fight, don't they?
Auto lose the fight, counters traps. So you go in with an orc with 2-handed axe. You go, piercing strike 2-handed, I win. Boom.
Ouch! It's even against sort of high defense. If you're piercing striking 200, you're gonna cause.
You can get it down to 4s.
Yeah, and then obviously you only automatically getting double attacks because they're not down. Nice. So I bet Lewis enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I won by wipeout.
Oh, did you? Oh, very good.
I killed, I think it was Thorin, Dwalin, Dory, Feely, Keely, and Gandalf.
Wow. Okay, it's a great start then.
Yeah,
How
good start.
many victory points was that then? Because I bet they give away a few.
I think it was 28-8
Right.
or 27-7.
Okay.
One of the 2.
Good stuff then. Good game.
Yeah, good start.
It's a good start. Yeah.
Then second scenario was Domination.
Yeah. I got drawn against another Hobbit player. So I played Jack Stanley, who I haven't played before and haven't met before. Lovely lad. The chances, I think there's only 3 people that took Hobbits out of the 100, and the fact that with the second game we had Hobbit off and Domination. Pretty much the same force, except he ran Tom Bombadil instead of Gandalf, and he'd got Bull Roar in there. He had ever so slightly less numbers. Really good fun though. I had never played against Tom Bombadil before, so he taught me a few lessons, and he's a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
Very good for pushing models off objectives, that sort of thing.
Walk in, push away. Walk in, push away.
Yeah, well, that was it essentially. So we claimed an objective that way, but I think we drew 4 objectives.
Yeah.
I think he claimed 1, but then because Merry was his general, I think Gandalf and Cart heroic combat and went through and sort of knocked him down and killed him, which was great. So I think it ended as a draw. But it was, really, really good game. Top lad, really, really good game. And he taught me something that in my army was slightly, not so much illegal, but I was using a rule I shouldn't have done. So I had 40 points left over at the end, so I took 2 Warhorns as well as Merry, thinking that I got +3 courage for the army, not realising that the Warhorns don't stack at the same time. So obviously still got +2, not technically illegal because I would just get the +2 and then 1 dies, goes to 2. But I will admit that against Mr. Ball, I did play with +3 courage.
Well, he should know that.
Yeah, but it helped a lot charging those terrifying monsters of courage 6. Didn't help much in the game because I still got tabled, so it doesn't matter too much, I suppose.
No.
A good rule to learn, know for the future, I suppose. How about yourself?
I played against a high elf list with 12 guards of the Gladrim Court as well.
12 guards of the Gladrim Court, my goodness.
There was 12 Rumil, Gilgalad, Eristor was the general.
Oh, cool. Like that.
And then just a few high elves, 12 guards of the Gladrim Court.
12?
I think it was 12 or 8. It was a high number.
It's a lot. Flip it. And I love those guys are great.
And so Domination, obviously, I deployed the Fellwargs first and the Barrow White because they were separate war bands.
Yeah.
And typical domination style. It was 3 dots in a row, 3 dots in a triangle. Stood my army in there, and my opponent decided to walk his army away from me and sort of try to make me chase after him, I guess, to pull me off the objective and separate and spread out. But I didn't. And he had no bows in the elf list. So I didn't really understand the tactics of...
I can see he was apprehensive to not get involved.
Apprehensive to engage, because obviously he said he'd played with a shade before, so he knew what a shade could do. But...
how else are you going to kill stuff?
How else are you going to kill stuff? And you can hold 2 objectives, I'll hold 3.
Time's going to run out, you're going to win.
Yeah, exactly. and that's what happened. Time ran out, I held 3 objectives, he held 2.
Had you done any general damage or...?
I didn't get to Aristor, no. Aristor was courage 0, but...
oh, right.
but,
it's interesting they didn't run any bows in an elf list.
No, I didn't. When I'd looked at it, I was like, oh, great, I'm going to get shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've got no bows. I was like, okay. I don't... Yeah, it wasn't the best game ever, because it was an hour and a half of me sat there and him moving around, positioning, and me repositioning. So it wasn't the most enjoyable game, but it was a win. So I'll take it for no matter what.
That's it. Yeah. So is that two up at that point?
2 for 2. I was like, all right, one more, and I matched my objective. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Game 3 was then High Ground.
Yes, it was. I played a chap called John, who had been out of the game for a couple of years, so he's kind of new to coming back, and he decided to paint his army in the last week. He had a lovely mounted Rohan force with the top 3, so Eowyn, Erkenbrand and Naemir.
Yeah.
And it was no elites, but just loads and loads of riders of Rohan. Again, so I thought, oh goodness, that's an army that moves 10 inches against my army that moves 4.
One moves 5 and shoots.
And everyone can shoot.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh goodness, Gandalf's better get his blind and light up here and stuff. Yeah. But because we played for High Ground, on a lot of the boards, I know people might see this, there's sort of square things that people
on the
put
fields,
on the board. Yeah, but they had like fences on them.
Yeah.
So I signed a group together. He was very worried about Gandalf because obviously blast lines against cavalry hurts like anything, and he decided to stand back and shoot a bit. We had a bit of a shooting war that didn't really come to much, and time sort of ticking on as we found in these games at an hour and a half having a lot of models. Time burns fast, doesn't it?
Very quickly.
Yeah, so I thought, all right, okay, let's get all my hobbits in this pen because he kind of holds the objective. Then he's going to come in, and it counts as barriers, which wasn't the best for him at all.
I had the exact same thing. All my Rohan. I deployed in there. We ruled not to count it as a barrier. Yeah. Because it neutered his army.
Yeah,
which I hadn't.
Arguably, we probably done the same. And we didn't so much think about it. Then we sort of continued to play. But I know that greatly impacted him getting over the wall. Because then even when he charged, cavalry don't get charged bonuses. So it was 1 attack against 1 hobbit, and then essentially a hobbit gets a 4+ armor save from the barrier.
In the way for the barrier. Yeah.
So I think time just sort of played out. We did do it. So obviously his model's within 6 inches of the middle, even though the pen was about 4x4.
Right, yeah.
He still managed to get a few wins. I think it ended 21-14.
Okay.
But without many significant kills. I think Gandalf got off 1 blast, and it was pretty pants.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was. I kind of had to play it that way because if I'd let my hobbits out in the open on a charge, they would have, because I can't support. I've got the lower fight value, and if it was 1 rider Rohan versus 2 hobbits, that's 4 dice on a knockdown, needing a 4 to kill each hobbit. So I kind of had to play the way it did.
Yeah.
And that was my only win of the weekend. Yeah, it was 21-14. So I kind of had to just go for it that way.
Yeah.
But happy with that. I say it was a good game. Lovely chap again. Really. So thanks, John, for the game. And look forward to seeing you at other tournaments. Because you said you're going to come.
Good stuff. I played against Melvin with a very similar army. He had Eomer, Marshal of the Riddermark.
Yeah.
Eowyn, Erkenbrand.
Yeah.
And Garnbrigan.
Did you have a few Woses in there as well?
Did as well, yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay,
I think it was 8 Woses, and then I think Eowyn was the general.
Right.
Which is an odd choice, I think, but it made sense.
Does she have armour and shield?
No. Oh, yes, armour shield, yeah.
Okay, so at least it's defense 5.
And she led, I think it was 6 or 8 Rohan Royal Guard on horse.
Nice.
And then the other 2 warbands, I think, were 8 and 7.
Royal Guard again, or just
riders?
Okay, cool.
I deployed in the paddock.
Yeah.
That was on every table. We decided we'd just ignore the wall for walking in and out of it, just because it would benefit me so much more to deploy with my spear line inside with a shade.
Oh my goodness! They'd be like Fort Knox. You'd never ever get
they never break in.
Oh yeah. I think
that's
fair. Good call there.
So I deployed inside it, walked forwards to get further up the field, and the Rohan army sat back for about 2 or 3 turns and shot, which was quite a dull experience for me, but I understand why.
Well, you need to do what you sort of did, and I suppose
Yeah.
that's what Rohan kind of needed to do as well.
And then eventually they did eventually charge in, and I just got mullered.
Yeah.
Shade didn't make a difference.
Really?
Ran away the first turn, it was broken, and it was over before we began. Like, he started dismounting his troops just so he can get more in. It was a massacre.
How did Garn do?
He did alright, he was killing one a turn, just reliably killing
But
one.
oh, Garn, 3 might
Garn,
now.
fantastic.
I mean,
yeah.
we're both big fan of him, aren't we, really?
Yeah, so that it was a pretty much after the first, when I realised that Melvin was going to play it, I'm going to sit back and shoot. It was a loss from the outset, basically.
Yeah. Did the game go to time?
Game went to time again. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that's an thing. Did you?
All my games have gone to time
So
far.
Mine, yeah.
I think I had one game that didn't, and that was only by 10 minutes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Then it was lunch. We had lunch. I think I had a chili dog on day 1.
Yeah, I had a hot dog as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, food was good.
It was good.
Staff were brilliant. Warhammer World,
Oh,
really,
yeah.
really friendly, very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
And it was great to be there because I've not been in 5-6 years. We used to go to the old
Grand tournaments.
Yeah, and they were always epic. Well, that was the only event you'd go to in a year, really, wasn't it?
It was that one and doubles.
Yeah, that's right. But it was great, and it was quite nostalgic. Being back
in
there.
there.
That's it. And seeing a lot of old faces.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people on the channel love the tournaments, but there's people I hadn't seen since.
Just who worked there and you.
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
And things.
Yeah.
But the barn looks amazing compared to how it used to.
Yeah. Oh, I think the bar is really nice and massive seated area, wasn't it? Which is really cool. And then you've got sort of the gaming area. Then you've got the Black Library. What's it called? I can't remember the
Black Library.
Yeah, Black Library. Then you've got the Forge World store. Then you've obviously got the Games Workshop itself, and they had loads of extra Lord of the Rings models out for the weekend for people to buy.
A couple of Smags went over the week.
Yeah, James
Long.
I overheard at one point by a staff member though that they'd made Warhammer World had made on the Saturday more than they'd made on an opening weekend of things.
Oh, wow.
Which shows well played Hobbit community
Well done.
if that is the case, because that's only going to encourage Games Workshop to do more stuff if we're making them a killing.
Been there. He said. I think also Nick said it was the fastest selling out event in like a good few years or so.
Wow, brilliant, good stuff.
So
Very promising
we did
stuff.
very well there, people.
Yeah.
So after lunch we came back. Well, lunch was after game 2 actually.
Yeah, we did. Well, the afternoon it was. It was after game 1. Because afternoon was 3 consecutive games, an hour and a half an hour break, an hour and a half, and as we said, you played to the
half
wire.
an hour break didn't really even feel like a half hour break.
I know it was a bit of it was a breather, wasn't it? Toilet and a drink.
You talk to your opponent. How did the game go? Or what went right? What went wrong?
That's right. Yeah.
Put your army away.
Yeah.
Go to the toilet. Get a drink.
Yeah.
Clear your head for a moment. Go find someone to sit next to, talk to.
Yeah.
Before you know it, oh by the way, guys, draws up 10 minutes ago. All right, find where I am. Go there. So yeah, it was a little bit. That was my only complaint to the event. It was that I'd rather have had 6 games and more time.
Yeah, I think so. I couldn't agree more. But in my reflection, I think because I didn't realise also the balls are 6x4.
Yeah.
Playing with a 55 models at 4-inch movement. If I'd have known that and I wanted to enjoy the event better, I probably would have taken an army at 40 models max.
Yeah.
Knowing then that I could just have a bit more ease of time.
Yeah.
Have a bit more time in between games as well, because you want to go to Warhammer World. You want to enjoy
everything there.
You do. I didn't get to go around the shops until the lunch on the second day because just so swamped.
Yeah.
So game 4.
It was last of the blue book scenarios.
Yeah. What was it?
I do not remember. To the death? No, Reconnoiter.
Yes, Reconnoiter.
Recon.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I played David Alexander, who I've actually never played before. Met him a few times at tournaments. Really nice guy, really nice, and he brought his high elves.
Yep.
So we brought Gilgalad as his general, and he brought the twins, and then it was a combination. Well, it was all high elves, so I think it was 8 bows, 8 with shield and sword, and then 8 of the. Is it Kingsguard?
Kingsguard fight 6.
Yeah. So obviously no relevance against myself.
No.
Really, or hobbits.
Gandalf.
Gandalf. Well, I suppose Gandalf, but Gandalf. So it was obviously recon. So you walk on to far side. I feared the twins and Gilgalad in combat against hobbits, so you just keep heroicing on. So I sort of sat back in my bubble and started shooting. We had a bit of a slow shooting war because I was hitting him on 3s, but needed to get past to his bows and then wounded on 6s. He was hitting on 6s, wounded on 4s, but I had 16 bows.
Yeah.
So I think we whittled each other a little bit. Then he felt he needed to come in advance.
Yeah.
And by this time was just burning out again. I think the last game of the day we took it a bit slow and we just sort of enjoyed it more. Gandalf sort of moving forward, blasting and moving back. Did quite a crucial turn. I think we only had 2-3 turns of combat before time went, but I managed to blast a twin and he used all his will to resist it. The next turn, Gandalf compelled the twin to my front line, mobbed him with everybody, hoping that Sam would get the kill. Because obviously then Sam was on the pony, could sort of run away from the other twin chasing him. Sam fluffed his rolls, but someone else, a sheriff killed, I think it was. But then by that point, I think we had 5 minutes left and no one was near either end, so it finished 0-0. But again, it was a nice game, and I think it's what was needed the last game on a Saturday.
Yeah, nice chilled out game.
Exactly, and it was against a really nice guy, David, because you always get a good game with him. So thank you for the game, the game, David. How about yourself?
I'm playing against Mr. Tom Pickard, the overall winner of Throwing Skulls. Congratulations, man. And after my previous 2 games, having a sort of a bit of a non-game in game 2, and then a game where I just got killed in game 3, I was in a bit of low spirits, and I was really disappointed that I was in low spirits at Throwing Skulls, and I was kind of like, I hope to God I get a good game in this one. Otherwise, I said earlier, I might have just cried that I'd taken an army that I wasn't used to, and wasn't not that I wasn't enjoying it, but it's not the same brand of fun that I like to have in Lord of the Rings. And so Tom comes down to sit next to me.
And could you have played a better person?
And no, and I was like, oh thank God! I know I'll get a good game against Tom, regardless of what the result is. And so I told him that I had these 2 games, and he was like, oh well, I've got some good news, I have got some cookies in my bag.
Oh right, I see what he's getting, those brownie points.
Cookie points.
Bribed you.
So he brought these cookies from Sainsbury's, they were amazing.
Really?
Like, honestly, like, it got down to the last one, and I was like, oh, they're his cookies, but I really want that one. And eventually Simon Grant walked past, and I was like, Simon, have that cookie. He's like, no, I couldn't. And I was like, no, please, it'll stop us from wanting it, and you'll taste this amazing cookie. And he was like, 1, 2, 3, I'll have it. I was like, good. So Tom brought a dwarf army, very standardised, sort of nothing big and fancy, nothing, terrible in it. It was Balin, a dwarf king, a dwarf captain, and then just Khazad, Iron Guard, dwarf warriors. A couple of bows they didn't shoot. We just walked towards each other and had a scrap.
Right, okay.
My Dwimmerlake killed the dwarf king in combat, and then Balin killed the Dwimmerlake in combat the next turn.
No way. Who was your general, sir? Is it
Dwimmerlake? Yeah.
And Balin was his?
Balin was his.
Okay.
So I was hoping to paralyse Balin and do it again. Just have this dwarf king kill this Dwimmerlake kill all the heroes. Didn't happen that way.
You'd have thought you've got your Dwimmerlake going around and just headhunting, taking heads off.
He's got a 2-handed weapon. He's a beast.
How many of the other Nazgul got 2-handed weapons? No way, I never knew that. I suppose the model's like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
But yeah, so it was a cracking game. Lots of fun, lots of silly moments in it.
Yeah.
So just me walking. I said to him, like, I'm not in a competitive mood. I'm a little bit tired and downhearted. So what I'm going to do is, I've got this big warband of fell wargs that could set up completely on one side of the board and run off and give me AVPs. But I'm not going to do that. They're just going to set up here, walk forwards, as is my army. They're just going to get on the board and walk straight, irregardless of what happens. And the Shade and his warband ended up walking into a wood. So what Tom did was just, instead of like walking past them and going round the wood, he just put a line of dwarves in front. It was like, I'm not letting you out the wood. One orc got away out of the wood.
Yeah.
Got charged by a Khazad guard. I was like 20 paces strike, killed it. Was like, yes. Lost priority, got charged again, won the fight again, didn't kill. As soon as the turn I broke, he ran away. I was like, oh, but he did so well. He was gonna get out the wood.
So how did the game end?
I think the game ended. He killed the Dwimmerlake, so won 3-0, and broke me, so got 6-0.
Oh wow, okay.
I think they got off. But it was a 6-0 win.
Again, it's an hour and a half, and you're playing with some reasonably big size army. It's very tough to get 40 inches across the board.
Yeah.
Because you move on. You start on 6, don't you?
You walk on.
Oh, you walk on, yeah. So it's all for hobbits even more than. But it's a long way to go.
Yeah.
I think that my thing was never to try and get hobbits off the opposite board edge, because you need a minimum 12 turns.
Yeah.
And that's without any interruption.
Technically, it's 13 turns because 12 would put them
Oh yeah, it wouldn't get
on
them
the
off
board
board.
edge.
That's
They wouldn't
true.
be over it.
Yeah, that's very true. Obviously you could march.
13
but
turns of straight walking.
with hobbits, so,
Yeah.
but I just didn't fancy that. It just doesn't sound appealing or fun. I'd rather get involved now.
Have a bit of a fight, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I just want to go in, roll some dice,
Yeah,
and have some fun stuff happen,
Well,
which
that's
it
it.
did.
good stuff. So very good games on first day one.
Yeah,
everyone.
2 and 2.
2-2, and one loss, one win, 2 draws. Yeah.
Cool.
So it was good. So then Saturday evening,
Saturday evening.
it was a rush again then, wasn't it?
There was a rush then to the bar. And,
Yeah.
You know, well, evening meal was it? No,
No, there
no,
wasn't really. Some people-
evening meal.
Yeah, that was a bit of a thing because I think what time was this then? Was this about 7 o'clock?
I think the round finished at like 6:30, and then
Yeah, so
Troke was going to speak at 7:30.
Yeah, so Troke's about 7:30, and then there was going to be the quiz after that.
Yeah.
So it was next thing, and so you can go out and get food. If you
Yeah.
wanted to get food, you have to buy it from Bugman's.
Which I think I did. I think I got some
You think
onion,
shows your
yeah.
inebriated state?
Onion rings and some sweet potato fries, maybe?
Yeah.
Some-
I've
some
bought
from
food
fries.
from Bugman's before. Is it good?
It's really nice.
A lot of people
yeah,
seem
yeah.
to get stuff.
Very nice. So ate food, drank a lot. Then we had Troke's speech, which, if you've been on the Great British Hobbit League, you'll know we've been asked not to publicly announce what was on there, so
Yeah.
you won't get information from us here.
Yeah.
However, there was a Trokey approved post on the group by Tom Harrison, so go and check that out if you want to get some more information.
Yeah. I think all we can say is it's just very exciting,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's a good time to be in the hobby.
It definitely is.
There's a fantastic team behind the development, and just wait a little bit longer.
Yes.
They've sort of recognised us as a community and are backing us.
Very much so, yeah, and something they were asking us to do, because in terms of White Dwarf, is send photos in, send
Yep.
anything that's promoting the hobby,
Yeah.
whether it be conversion, whether it's stuff
Yeah,
that...
they asked us, how many Hobbit photos do you see in White Dwarf? Obviously, 0.
Yeah.
They asked a question, how many of you send in photos of your models to White Dwarf? Same answer was 0. It's
Yeah.
like, well, you see the correlation there,
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah. So that could be a big next step if we start throwing something, because on the group there are some amazing painters, and we've
Yeah.
got some really talented sculptors,
Yeah.
converted painters,
Converters,
that
terrain
sort of thing.
builders.
Steve's stuff. Steve can have a double spread in White Dwarf any day of the week.
Yeah. So, if you are a painter, even if you've not got the best painting models, just send it in, so that the guys who make make White Dwarf can see that there is a want for it.
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, definitely so. And I think it's going to be. I think the resurgence has already started. I think
Yeah.
we're going from strength to strength, but I think all this other stuff is just great. It's really positive.
Yeah.
And there seems to be quite a good plan for the stuff going forward.
Yeah.
So we're all very excited, and it was great, wasn't it?
It was a
Talk
fantastic
about it,
speech,
yeah.
and yeah. Then it was a little bit of a break again,
Yeah.
and into the Green Dragon pub quiz.
Yes, which is awesome.
Which was so fun. I'm so glad they brought it back. It wasn't originally in the rules pack,
Right.
and it was sort of backed by popular demand, as
Right.
it were.
Oh, good stuff.
It's so good. Like, I think we had a bit of a speak to Troke, asking if he could sort of speak to Nick and try to get it to be done again, because it's nice when everyone can stay in one place and do something related to the hobby.
Yeah,
And
definitely
a bit
so.
of downtime that's not a game.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
game
yeah, I
because it's a
agree.
pub quiz, but
It is.
it's not the game.
It's very light-hearted, and everyone could have a drink, and we just had a bit of fun. You could take it competitively, or you didn't have
you
to.
would just put down whatever you want and just
Yeah,
have fun.
Yeah. And it was good that I know Nick had asked the community on the Facebook group a little bit before, asking what
Yeah.
ideas for stuff in the
For
quiz, and all of
rounds.
that really got taken in, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a really good
Well,
quiz.
see, I think the reason why is that I remember the last pub quiz that we
Yeah.
ran, there was a pin the tail on Bill the pony, but there were so many teams
Yeah, it's taken
that that round took like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
And so once your team was done, you were like, well,
Know
just
what you're
going
gonna
to
do.
drink
right?
and
That's
talk
it,
for an
yeah.
hour and a half, and
Yeah.
it felt very slow.
No, I'm glad they didn't do it. But they had a bit of a curfew, didn't they? Because I think we had to
Yeah,
be kicked
yeah,
out
by
by
10,
10.
yeah.
And it was still ever pushed towards the end.
No,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But there's some great rounds.
Yeah. Say what you see. Shelob did not get that.
I didn't get that one.
I was kicking myself. I was like, girl pass.
Yes.
So I was so close. So I was like, just didn't make the connect.
So there's a group of pictures on a slideshow, and you have to sort of connect the pictures and work out the Lord of the Rings link. So I think the one that always strikes my head is the ocean with all those helmets on the
Yeah, so-
on the floor.
Yeah, like an ocean level,
Yeah.
lots of different helmets. And so I said, like, helmet C, oh, Helm's Deep.
See, I didn't get that one. Damn me crazy. But there were some really, really clever ones, really good. That was a great round.
Picture of an Australian flag and David and Goliath. Osgiliath.
I didn't get that either. Oh, it was really good. So that was one of the rounds.
Yeah.
And then there was a picture round, so there was 18 pictures of celebrities. Then you had to say what character they were played in the film.
What their name was.
Yeah. So really hard on. So like James Nesbitt's daughter.
Yeah, Peggy.
Wow, just so.
Peggy Nesbitt.
So if she's watching.
Check it out.
Just to save that. But yeah, that was really good fun. Ryan Ratchford on our team, very, very well played, sir, because you got all but like 3.
Wow.
It definitely pulled us up. Thomas Macklin did also equally very, very well. I think you all got but a couple.
Good man.
What other? I might have asked about my battery in the car starting to flash.
No.
See, there's a flashing light.
Oh dear.
I know. Something. Well, I'll be walking to it.
Yeah.
What other rounds were there? There was the picture. There was a map round. I know I'm a bit concerned that it's flickering.
Yeah.
I'll just try.
One sec, guys.
We're good. We're in the car, and I think we might be slowly draining the battery.
With these, and these. Yeah. So we'll go on to day 2.
Yeah.
Wait, we're in darkness.
I'm just. That's too much.
We're in complete darkness there.
Hang on. Keep one. One's better than 2.
One's better than 2, yeah. Okay, so day 2, it was the scenarios from Mirkwood.
Yes, so unmodified.
Unmodified. So round 1 was
Seize the prize. Unmodified. Seize the prize.
Yeah. And who did you play against?
Oh, so I initially was going to be playing Mr. Nolan, which is 4 Felbies. Then there was a mix-up, so the 4 people on the same table. I was dreading playing 4 Felbies, so I admit. So I thought, breathed again when I saw Mr. Braund with his double dragon. So, again, not the easiest of games. 55 hobbits versus 2 dragons, both with fly.
Yep.
James is very experienced playing with them, with Jamie.
Yeah.
Fantastic game, though. It was. I thought it was just going to be a real whitewash and the hobbits are just going to get squashed and I wasn't going to do anything. But they gave the dragons a really good game. Gandalf just trying to immobilise and trying to jump in, trying to bash him, trying to hold them. And it was really close and you came over and watched quite a bit of the end of the game.
This was my one game that finished really early.
Okay, right. Yeah. So you had a bit of time to come over.
Yeah.
Support Red Dragon.
Didn't care what happened, just Red Dragon.
Oh, yeah, so there's a blue and a red dragon. The red dragon had the prize, so obviously I kind of needed to prioritise trying to get him. Yeah. It took off the Fate and the dragons quite fast, somehow. I did blast both of them at different times with Gandalf, which was great fun, blasting a dragon with a wizard. But then, obviously, dragons move 12, I can only get hobbits in 4 inches, and then you got past courage test to get in. And then even with an immobilised dragon,
there's still higher fight.
Yes, exactly. It goes to the fact that you fall with 2 dice, knowing that James may even need a 6 to ultimately win the fight against a load of hobbits. And the one turn, and Gandalf was always 1 dice and immobilise, and then the dragons resisted with 1 with the resistance. The one time I thought, right, I'm going to chuck 2 dice with Gandalf to immobilise. Then he's going to jump in as well and use his last might to strike. Because I had 10, 15 hobbits and a lot with axes. I can definitely do a couple of wounds here. The dragon may then run away. Gandalf rolls a 2 and a 1 with his 2 dice.
Oh.
So then he would have to use his might to immobilise.
But he needs the might to keep the movement going to charge them and stop them charging.
And you would have, and he had a resistance on a 3+ then.
Yeah.
Resist it, so it was a bit devastating. But James had a bit of fun. He threw Merry through Pippin. So they both landed about 8 inches away on the floor. I think one of them got back up and tried to recharge the dragon, got thrown back again. Through, I think then Merry then died or something, and Pippin survived. Was the other way around?
I think Pippin got thrown through Merry, died, and wounded Merry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did he? I think I took a wound off the dragon, and this was at the very end of the game.
Yeah, you did the very last fight.
Yeah. Had it been stunned?
It'd been stunned, so it was fight 1 attack.
Yeah.
He pulled it back into his half to keep it safe.
Yeah.
Fatty charged in with like a sheriff and someone else.
Yeah.
Won the fight.
Yeah.
Did a wound. Yeah. It's like, right, well, courage test, no might, no will.
Because if the dragon had run away, the prize would have been dropped at my feet, and it could have been a sneaky 1-0 victory. James rolled a 6 on his courage test. Just on it. Oh. Again, really, really good game. The hobbits had a really good game against dragons. It looked quite cool because Gandalf had his cart, so we were saying that the dragons had been conjured by Gandalf, and they
weren't really dragons. They were just fireworks.
So it was a top game, but sadly I lost 3-0.
Yeah.
But same,
See
no
what's on
qualms
there,
there.
yeah.
So my 2 losses is against Mr. Ball and Mr. Braund, which I would take.
Take that, yeah. And I played against Billy Fitzmaurice.
Oh, good old Bill. Very hungover, Bill.
Very
was
hungover
that?
Billy, yes. Very, very hungover Billy. He had Radagast and Eagle, Bayonne, and Treebird. Cheers.
Yes,
for
I
reminding me of
remember
that one.
playing it myself, yeah.
Oh, okay. And he walked up to the prize. I walked up to the prize. I threw a Sap Will out on Bayonne. Next turn, paralysed Bayonne.
Does Bayonne get resistance to magic?
Yeah.
He does, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Paralysed
so
him
you
anyway.
yeah, nice.
Yeah. So he was paralysed. Because it was a separate turn, I got 2 Barry Whites. Sap willed, or attempted a Sap Will on Radagast. No. Paralysed Bayonne, I remembered now because it's kind of funny. Paralysed Bayonne doesn't recover. He wins priority, charges in, can't charge, but comes forwards as far as he can.
Yeah.
And Nature's Wraths.
Oh, God.
Throws 2 dice at it, I think I double it up to 4.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And he rolls 1 and a 2. So it would be 2 might to cast it.
Yeah.
Against, not in range of any of my heroes, so it
No,
would go
so he
off.
would have got off. Yeah. Did he
However-
channel it, sorry?
No. But he didn't want to risk it because obviously Drummelate could duplicate them both, and then it would be all his might gone, a bunch
Yeah,
of will gone
yeah.
for nothing. So he was
Yeah.
like, it's fine, you got to take courage test to charge me, you courage 2. So then I was like, well, Sap Will, get rid of the will. Or, no, Sap Will, he resists it, or I fail to cast it. So I'll barrel White, I'll walk up, 2 dice, got a 6, and he's like, okay. Throws it, gets a 3 and a 2. I was like, oh. Well, then he threw 3, so like, well, 3 might to not be paralysed. 3 dice, 1 4 plus, and it's ignored. Gets it. And
Oh, God.
then Radagast and the Eagle are now paralysed. It's like, okay, that's alright.
God, no. And obviously he gets dismounted as well.
Yeah, he
'cause
gets dismounted,
is-
yeah. And then we
Oh,
decided
Billy.
they'd both be paralysed.
Yeah.
Treebeard fails to pick up the prize,
No.
but couldn't move further enough forwards to get on top of it. So my Felwarg walks around, digs up the prize.
No way.
Next turn, priority, no one stands up. Treebeard charges the Warg.
Yeah.
Sap Will, paralyse. Treebeard's now paralysed.
So his entire,
The entire army's
Oh.
paralysed on the floor,
No.
and sort of the orcs are failing courage has to go in, but they can get in a few with axes and 200 piercing strikes, and the spectres get in reliably and start wounding on courage. It's like, what defense is this Eagle? 8. What's its courage? 5.
5,
Oh,
isn't it?
okay, but it's down to
Oh.
4 because of this.
Oh.
So,
Oh,
I
wow.
think like Bayonne's courage 6, down to courage 5, so the spectres need 5s on Bayonne.
Oh, my
Treebeard,
God.
I think I ended up draining courage to bring him down to 5s to wound. He was just like, I'm sorry, Billy,
let's-
this has gone perfectly for me.
Oh, poor Bill.
Yeah,
Poor, when he was
poor
on
Billy.
Goes, bet he hated that.
However, there was a moment
Okay.
where the Eagle didn't die, recovered from its thing, won priority, flew back, killed the Warg with the prize,
Yeah, right.
couldn't pick it up, needed to win priority next turn, then he could pick it up and fly off.
Right,
Because it's any board edge.
Yeah, yeah, of
which I
course.
completely forgot about. I was like, that's
Yeah.
fine because he's got to fly off my board edge. And I won priority and was like, this Warg picks it up and runs away.
Oh.
But we played to the end of the turn and
Yeah.
killed the Eagle.
Did
Yeah, just
you
transfixed
table him then?
Yeah, tabled him and got the
Oh.
prize off. So 5-0 win.
Oh dear, I think Billy was telling me that he'd been tabled 3 times.
But and we both enjoyed it, and it was sort of a nice game to start the day with us both
Yeah.
being very hungover.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then to get like an hour to just chill out was quite nice.
Yeah, and watch the massacre of the hobbits
Watch
with
the
the double
hobbits
dragons.
fight dragons, yeah.
So, that was the thing with Seize the Prize, is because it was unmodified.
It just ends. It ends so quick.
Yeah, if you've not got the prize, you can't do anything.
If you want to, you just walk forward with something fast, pick it up, pass it on to
Go,
something fast,
go.
and run backwards,
I know.
back in between your army,
Yeah.
and you can do literally nothing
I know.
about it.
So at least in the modified versions have been run
Yeah.
through the chat through the group.
Through the groups have sorted it out a bit.
Much better, because even if you've not got the prize, you can just still win by breaking and getting general. There's offers additional dynamics
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
There's a little bit more to it instead of it's all about the prize.
Yeah.
So that was a little difficult.
Yeah. Game
But yeah.
2 was Blockade.
Yes.
We had to either stop a general getting off or kill a general.
Yes.
Kill a general or get one off.
Yes, that's right.
I played a very new player to the game, whose name I apologise and have forgotten, but the same thing happened again. I just paralysed all the big heroes, and
Were you the attacker or defender?
I was trying to kill the general.
Right. And the game ends when you kill the general, doesn't
Game
it?
ends when you kill the general. I didn't actually get to kill the general because he managed to get a wall of troops in front of them, but it was Aragorn, remained paralysed for so long that time ran out, and I was like, oh, well, it's a 0-0 draw. He was like, oh, actually, I did have one turn of combat that with paralysed Aragorn. Put a wound on him, which I completely just disregarded and forgot about. Cause I thought, oh, I didn't kill him.
Yeah,
And then game ended, and he was like, oh, you ended Aragorn, you win 1-0. I was like, oh, all right. Sorry about that. Because I thought it was a draw. That's why I wasn't like.
Yeah, you're not really gay. Oh well. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
Winning without meaning to.
Yeah.
Best way.
And yourself?
I played a lovely chap called Ian Baldwin, who I think it was his first tournament. He brought Imra Hill on foot.
Terrible choice.
Well, for that scenario though, it's
That
clever
was not
in relation to because that scenario meant he started 24 inches up of the
guess,
72 instead of 6. So at Imra Hill, he had 4 along the fat, and he had a Captain of Dalamroth on horse, and I think he had 5 knights on horse, like 10 on the dead, 10 axemen. I think that's it. So no bows. But straight away, it was quite a tough army and a very hard hero in Imra Hill for me to try and kill. I literally wrapped my hobbits around the board edge. He had a lot of defence 6, so shooting and defence 8 with the army there, so it was next to impossible. But he was quite new to the game. It was his first tournament. He hadn't really played against Magic, so we had quite a relaxed game, and we just chatted right through it, and we discussed different things to do. So I felt it was going to be very, very difficult for an outcome to come, because either meant Ian had to get all the way across 72 inches on foot with a big hobbit blockade, or I needed to somehow take a wound off Imra Hill, who was defence 7 and 3 fake, and was hiding at the back of his army. We had a really good fun game though. Gandalf getting held up by one Knight of Dalamroth 3 turns in a row or something. The only good thing, Gandalf managed to blast the captain about 6 inches onto the floor for then Merry to charge. So Pippin's a charge, so Pippin get 3 on the charge, 6 on the after. I even used my might to strike so I could win the fight, because obviously the shield on the floor. So for the weekend I had a Merry, Pippin and Sam kill count, because I really wanted to see how many kills and deaths they'd have got. They did terribly, just so you know. I think Sam got 3 kills, Pippin got 2, and Merry got 1, and they all died at least 3 times or so.
And they played against hobbits as well.
And no, that's the only time Sam got killed. So Pippin charged this captain on the floor, couldn't wound him sadly, and then I think another hobbit came in and finished him off. But the game sort of ended, I think, quite quick after that, because it took us a while to set up. It was an hour and a half. It was very difficult with that. But as I had Fredegar Bolger, Fatty Bolger in my army, and Ian had 4 along the fat. So we decided to have a fat off at the end of the game. So it was a very suited hill. So we put both models on the hill, and we decided to have a fat off with a few adapted rules. So Fatty Bolger got to throw his stones as he charged into combat. He also got his fate roll was a blubber saver 3+. 4 along the fat was reduced to 2 wounds because he starts with 3.
Starts with 3.
Yes, and he had a rule that if he won the fight on a 1 to 3, he would swing and miss his opponent because he was so drunk. This went on for about 12 turns with lots of high shrieking laughs and shouts from me and Ian. It was really good. Fatty Bolger! He won it! Couldn't believe it. It was great fun. I think he took 2 wounds with throwing stones on the charge. So straight away as impossible. But the fact his strength won was amazing. It was really good fun. And I know Ian put a picture on the group of Fatty Bolger victoriously being led around by Gandalf on his cart, which is a great photo. So you had a chance to do that. So really, really good games. Thank you very much, Ian. You're a lovely guy, lovely opponent, and look forward to seeing you at another tournament.
Good stuff.
So game 6.
Yes, then the final game was the rescue, where you either had to again kill the general in the middle or break the opponent.
That's right.
I was the attacker again. I was trying to kill a general. I was trying to kill the King of the Dead.
What was the army playing, sorry?
Full Army of the Dead.
Full Army of the Dead?
Yeah, so
pure, okay.
King of the Dead, 12 warriors, 2 Dalamroth captains painted as ghosts, leading just warriors of the dead, and 2 riders.
Oh, cool, okay.
Do
the riders get the charge nowadays?
Yeah, they do,
Oh, okay.
The cavalry now,
Right.
It was really good fun. we just had a scrap. I stood no chance really.
Yeah.
I can't charge those things.
Yeah.
I can't wound those things. I ended up, what I had to do to kill them was...
Individually drop the courage and stuff like that.
No, well, their courage 6 down to 5, so my spectres had to go in and kill them on 5s. And like,
That was tough.
I paralysed the King of the Dead 3 times in that game. He stood up 3 times.
On his own? Oh, wow. Can't paralyse the dead.
Turn 1 paralysed, turn 1 roll, stand up. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, alright, turn 2 paralysed, turn 4, I'll stand up now. It's like,
Wow.
oh. Like, even when he was paralysed on the floor in front of my army,
Yeah.
I just couldn't charge him. Or like one guy with a sword would get in.
Oh, wow.
Like, what do I need? 6x4s, rolling ones. Great. I ended up just trying to black dart him. Didn't
I
work.
suppose, yeah. Oh, that. So that was a real anti your army, that I suppose, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was not. It was not good. Did not do well.
So how did it end the game?
The game ended 3-0 to my opponent because he broke me.
Okay, right. Yeah. Good game then. Good last game.
It was good, very good fun. Yeah, we've been out the night before, and we're both at the end of our tether. It was kind of like, oh,
yeah.
let's just get through this and go to sleep. Yeah.
Oh,
and yourself?
Okay. And I played Billy. So with the Treebeard, Radagast, and Eagle, and Bayon against Hobbits.
What did you have to do?
So I had to kill Billy's general, and he had to try and break me. I think that's the only way I would have got it, because I had to break him and I had to table him. So we started a Raddy in the middle, then I tried to get a bit of a Hobbit ring all the way outside. And I started with priority, so Gandalf goes straight up, blasts Raddy 3 dice, mites up to a 6. Billy chucks 3 dice to resist it, rolls a 3 highest.
Oh dear.
So are you saying any other time he'd have left it because...
the Eagle's fine enough.
Yeah, but it's the fact that he was in the middle of all of these hobbits and I needed to kill Radagast, so he had to use 3 might. So in the first turn, Raddy used 3 of his will and 3 of his might.
Good.
Just to survive that. That worked well. So... trying to think after that, and then for some reason Billy had some absolutely horrific rolls to start the game, so he couldn't Bayon couldn't turn into a bear for like 4 turns.
Oh my god.
And I think he said every game it'd either been the first or second turn he turned into a bear.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Bayon as man form against hobbits, he wounds on 2s.
Yeah, he's still pretty
so it's probably if anything
5
slightly better. Yeah. So 3
I guess
turns
it's a
into 2s.
defense 5.
Yeah, but I didn't really quite get the chance. So I then sort of thinking, oh god, this is still going to be very difficult because Billy needed to kill half my models and he had all those hurls and stuff. So I think I blasted Gandalf. I blasted Raddy. Oh, so even with another, I can't remember now. Oh, I don't know. I know Billy failed all 3 of his fate in one go, which did not help with Radagast.
Was it not like Pip or someone?
This was just. I think I blasted Treebeard into Raddy.
Right.
Raddy took the wound, failed all 3 of his fate, and then I think something else happened. They went down to... Oh, no, sorry. So Radagast then charged over and charged 1 hobbit with an axe, who won the fight, struck up, and then took a wound off Raddy, causing him to lose all 3 fate. Then I blasted Treebeard into Raddy, brought him down to 1 wound, and then Pippin, and then this time Raddy had been stunned.
Yeah.
So Pippin then charged in, and Raddy and Eagle. Pippin having 2 attacks. 2
attacks,
attacks, but knowing that a 6 on the second roll to wound would kill him from Pippin. Fortunately, I've lost the combat against a stun model. But he'd destroyed that warband that Pippin was with, but then I moved the rest of my army away, so he had to come to me. Yeah. Foolishly, I left Gandalf open, and Raddy charged Gandalf, knocked him down, and did 5 out of 6 wounds in 1 hit, thinking, no way. So I had to pass all 3 fate, didn't, so Gandalf died. Yeah. So that was my main chance to try and do anything to Treebeard or Bayon. So then, but he had to come to the rest of my army, and I had to shoot between. He had a big meat block of Treebeard, then Bayon, and then his Eagles. So I had to shoot my 16 shots through. And I think after 3 turns, I finally got a couple through and managed to kill Raddy off the Eagle. So that got it 3-0 to me. But there was quite fortunate in my favour because he had to say come towards my archers. Yeah. But Billy still had then about 45 minutes to half me with Treebeard and Bayon and an Eagle, still having the defence 3 hobbits, which he eventually did probably about a turn or 2 before the end. But we did have a very good scrap. Bayon rolling consecutive 666 to win fights and break me. But it was good fun, a really good game. And it was nice game to finish the weekend off, where we weren't chomping each other. We were just sort of taking it as we went.
Yeah.
And it was a good game, and I'd never played Bill before, and I got on really well with the guys, so it was really nice to play him.
Yeah.
And it was nice to play. Well, I suppose it wasn't necessarily nice to play Raddy, Treebird, and but we had really good fun with it.
Yeah.
It was a really good fun, and I think we both had enjoyed the weekend, so we just sort of wound down, enjoyed it together.
Yeah.
So that was that was 7 games.
7 games. Then there was the awards ceremony where, what was his name? Jason Lee just took all the painting awards.
Yeah, he did very well, and I would have thought I was pretty damn confident that James Baldwin would have won a couple because his board was amazing.
Yeah.
So nice. He's scratch sculpted like a board for his eagles and bales going, which looked lovely.
It was incredible.
It was, yeah. But so
Hector Bloggs came second in the event. He got 5 votes.
He went on VPs, didn't he?
He got 5 best sporting votes.
Yeah. So obviously, for the weekend, it wasn't about if you could have won 7 games, that's 7.
Yeah.
But not when it's all based on how many sporting votes you got from your opponents. So Hector got 5.
Hector got 5, and Tom Picard, who I played, got 5 as well. And
Tom had more.
the tie-break for that was who scored the most VPs.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Tom took
Tom
it.
took it,
But
yeah.
massive well played to the two of you. To get 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7
amazing.
is a
really good to show.
really a spectacular thing that you did there, guys.
Yeah, definitely so. Starting to fear this batch is going to go.
Thought when you clicked it didn't come on, I thought.
And then there was the faction, so sort of the good faction, the evil faction.
Yeah.
What one? I can't remember.
Good one, Thorin's Company won.
Yeah.
And I think more than half the hall went up.
Definitely so. A lot of people did.
And there were tons of people.
They ran out of certificates, didn't they?
Yeah, I was looking at it, I was like, oh, that's a lot of people. Looked back, and the hall was nearly empty. I was like, some people have just gone up.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations to Ryan Ratchford.
Oh my
for
word, Ryan! Yes.
Scoring the most VPs on the evil side.
120 it was.
120, yeah. I scored 50.
I scored 43, but Ryan, in one sense, anyone to prove why
Shamans?
No, not in Shame, what's the one that brings them on?
Goblin Scribe?
Scribe is with it. Ryan brought on like 63 goblins in one game.
Ridiculous.
And then he got them off the board. I think it was Reconnoiter. So he got over half his victory points in one game. But to bring on 63 models is amazing. That straight away just shows if you get Scribe and get it right, it's so worth it.
And to have 63 models available to come on to a board sat next to you.
Oh, Ryan, did you bring 3 cases, mate? Awful. Goblin Town.
And unfortunately, I can't remember who got the most for the good force.
I do. Oh.
Sorry.
Was it Larry? No, it wasn't. No, it was Dave Whitaker.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, well done, Dave. Yeah, I
Delicious,
think he got plus 100 as well.
Yeah, he got 118 or something.
Yeah. So really close between the two of them. But well done.
Yeah.
And then...
That was it, yeah.
Yeah.
It was home time, we said our goodbyes.
Yeah.
And set off. I went back to Nottingham and watched WrestleMania till 5 in the morning.
Good effort. I drove back with my mate and then watched Battle of the Five Armies, extended edition.
Nice.
Which was great.
Yeah.
Just getting very excited for all new things and stuff.
Indeed.
So, fantastic event. It was really good, wasn't it?
Very good. Doubles is happening in September.
17th and 18th it is.
Yep. Tickets will be £100 as they ever have been for doubles.
Yeah.
I
I think £50 per person for a weekend of having a load of fun with your mate and loads of other people. I think it's fair enough.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be similar things. So you win on most
sporting rather.
So
than...
right fluff, everybody.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. And I'm so glad it was such a nice change to go. And don't get me wrong, I like competing. I like the competitive side of the game. But it was so nice to go to an event where everyone had really made an effort to try and make theme fluff stuff. Yeah, because I think I saw one army of full Felbeast, and I think I saw one other Felbeast. Yeah, so a couple of ringwraiths on foot or on horse.
Yeah.
It's just nice. It's a nice change, that, isn't it? Not loads of Felbeast and not loads of really horrible stuff you just don't want to play.
Not many Saramans there.
No, there wasn't at all.
Yeah.
So excellent stuff.
Yeah.
We're all on September the 17th.
Indeed. Right, guys, we're going to cut this segment here. I think I've got something else to do when I get home. But yes.
Ooh, exciting.
Cool.
Can't wait to see.
It's probably nothing now.
Yeah, don't let your viewers down, Jamie.
I've got to sign out or paint something, I don't know.
Okay.
To finish off the hobby vlog or show, I don't know, my army or something.
Yeah, I think show your army. I'll show No Might Angler and the Barry Whites.
Yeah. Cool. Right, I shall see you when I'm back home, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Here we have my army breakdown of the list I took to Throne of Skulls. So as you can see out front there is the Drummer Lake, and he was my general, and he was leading 3 orcs with shield, 3 orcs with spear, 2 with bow, 1 with a 2-handed axe, a spectre, and behind him, from the Beast of Mirkwood, you can see 8 fell wargs, which I chose to take as one full warband because I felt taking them as individuals or even breaking it down might be a little bit cheesy. The Drummer Lake was an alright general. I feel I got very lucky not playing against Legolas much, or at all, because Legolas just kills him almost immediately with 2 fate and no might. He's not very survivable, he is very chancy. However, the ability he brings can be devastating, and I know against Lewis it definitely was. Duplicating might, will and fate mean that 1 fate heroes can go down very easily when they take 2 wounds. Might is, almost out of the game once you've used 1 point that doubles up to 2, because then every time you want to use that last point of might, it might get doubled, so you're very reluctant to use it, except in dire straits. He did alright for me, and the wargs did okay as well. They brought in some strength 4 and some mobility, but most of the time they just charged forwards to delay people so I could get my things into position. That was one half of the force. We'll have a look at the other half now. And this was the second half of the force. So in here I had 2 Barrow Wights. One was leading the warband on the left. The other on the right there, he was a single hero. He didn't actually lead a warband. For the army I had to borrow James Braun's Shade, which would be placed right about here. He was leading the warband on the right, but it's identical to that one the Drummer Lake was leading. So both warbands again had 3 Mordor orcs in with shield, 3 with spear, 2 with orc bow, 1 with 2-handed axe and a spectre. And the force was very, very big basically. That was its thing, and it had lots of tricks to neuter heroes. And with the Shade there, the troops were able to, against most armies, fight off their troops. Obviously there's no fury in this force, so if I was broken things fell apart very quickly, especially since my heroes were all 1 wound, no fate, except for the Drummer Lake, and the Shade, as soon as you're broken, runs away. As it's courage 1 with 3 will, but usually that only means it's courage 4, so a bad roll just takes it off the table. And that's why you pay 100 points. It's very good until the enemy break you. But as a whole, as you've heard in the review video, it did pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. It looked alright across the table. If you have been on the channel for a long time, you'll remember me painting up these orcs. I did 36 in one day, and it was really sort of a speed painting challenge for me. What I did was, obviously had the Mordor orcs, I sprayed them all brown. I think it was leather brown from Army Painter, their spray cans, and then picked out the armour and the skin and a little bit of the cloth and just washed it all with a brown ink or a black ink, can't remember which. And the ghosties, you can see there, were sprayed white and then inked their various colours. And as well, you can see the tufts on the bases there really make the army sort of stand out a little bit on the table. And for a day's painting it was worthwhile, but they aren't the highest of quality. But anyway, across on tabletop they look fine. Up close, when you start scrutinising them, they fall apart very quickly for painting standards, but it looks as a decent force altogether, and it really does make the ghosts stand out against these brown figures. But guys, that's the video. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been a very long video. As ever, be sure to comment, like, share and subscribe. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Support the hosts and whatever they're up to these days, and support your Hobbit hobby. Exciting news about Middle-earth SBG. And I'm sure we'll hear more about that at Warhammer Fest. So, see you next time, guys.